Hello, and welcome to my channel. I am Puddles, and today we have another encounter building episode, part 18. Today we're going to talk about healers and support players, and how we can challenge them in our games. So if you've got a group who have a lot of healing, a lot of support, a lot of the time your fights probably don't feel very deadly because there's always someone there to bring somebody back up. And like killing characters and stuff like that isn't really the goal, but having exciting combat is. If your players don't think that they're being challenged or think that they can just steamroll through everything, it's not very fun. The most exciting and best combats I've ever had are the ones where you just barely make it through. And if you have a lot of healers on your team, a lot of the time it just feels pretty easy. So let's look at some things that we can do to challenge our healers and our support players. So first, target your healers. If you've got a bard sitting in the back just casting healing word willy-nilly, get someone to go over and kill him. Easy. And also if you've got like one character who's just like healing like a badass and no one else is healing, if you kill or if you like down that player, your group is screwed because no one can heal the healer. So targeting the healers is actually a good strategy, and a lot of like intelligent creatures would totally do this because they know as soon as the healer is down, the game is won essentially. So that would be the first thing to do. Second, have your monsters attack PCs that are down. Like if there's an orc and he just knocks this dude down, and the orc sees somebody else heal this guy, and now the guy that he just hit is standing and fighting him again, why would he not just double tap? Like hit him and then kill him while he's down. So it doesn't make sense that they would just let this creature like come back again and again and again. So you could, it's kind of nasty to attack your players when you're down, but it totally makes sense that your creatures would do that. And I would, if you do it once, your players are gonna, it's gonna scare the crap out of them, and they're gonna be more strategic with their fighting so that someone doesn't go down, so it doesn't get to that point. A lot of healers will just let their players get down to get down to 0 and then heal them there because it's more efficient. A person with 1 hit point is just as, can do just as much as someone who's got 20 hit points. But if your 0 hit point player gets an attack against them and they have failed 2 death saves because of it, your players are going to start thinking about maybe healing before they go down. Another thing to do to challenge your healers is to limit rests. I'm making a few of these videos, and one thing that you will notice is common throughout all of them is limiting your rests and burning the resources of your players will challenge them. If your cleric has to think about whether they're going to have enough spell slots in the final battle, there might be they're not going to be as willing to blow them all in their first combat. So limiting the rests and blowing through resources is really a good way to challenge your healers. Traps, it's basically just damage that they have to either take a short rest to get back or heal. And if there's a time limit, then they have to burn through spells to do that. That's just a simple and easy way to take health away from the players, and then have them have to deal with it. And then the last one, this one is nasty, is counterspell. And believe me, the first time you do this, it's gonna blow their minds. Counterspell, you can counterspell healing spells. You can blow a 3rd level counterspell to counterspell a level 1 healing word, and your big bad evil guy that is a spellcaster would totally do that. He would want to stop anyone getting back up. You could totally counterspell stuff, which I've never had the opportunity to do it yet, but I think it would blow your players' minds. And it would be amazing. But that's for healers. Let's go to supporters. Your bards with their bardic inspiration, your clerics, wizards with like haste and enlarge, things like that. Basically, people who are standing in the background and making other people better, your supporters. So, how can we challenge our supporters if they're just standing in the back? Well, you can attack them and try to break their concentration. If you've got a wizard there holding his haste concentration on your fighter, if you break that concentration, you take away the haste spell and you stun the fighter. And why wouldn't you do that? Why would your creatures not attack the people who are making the scary guys stronger? You could even have creatures that see certain spells being cast retreat. If they know that this haste spell has just gone, why would they not just try to get away and then fight when they have the advantage? That makes sense to me. You could have your creatures also have support spells to balance it out. So your players have support characters. Your creatures have support characters using Bardic Inspiration and Bless to even out the odds. You can counterspell, as I said before, is it's going to be a common theme in these advice videos. If someone's going to cast haste on somebody or boost them, of course you can counterspell it, or you could also dispel it. So if they're already hasted and the mage or the caster didn't have his reaction available, he could on his turn just cast Dispel Magic and completely get rid of that haste spell. So that's a way of stopping their support players. You can limit rests, burn through spell slots, and Bardic Inspiration. They're limited use. You have to rest to get them back. So again, if you stop these rests, if you give them time limits, if you attack them when they're resting, they will have to use what they've got left. And also have challenges and puzzles that burn resources. If there's a cliff that they have to jump over and the bard gives everyone inspiration to jump over it, he doesn't have that inspiration for the fight. Now, with these videos, I'm not saying that you should put this in every single fight. I'm saying if there is a player that you want to challenge in a session, these are the things that you can do to challenge them. But yeah, that's for this video. There'll be some more in the future. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope it's very helpful.